Uh, Hi, Ten. I'm just doing a short video covering some of the referencing you'll need to do for your assessment. I've had a few students already ask me about how to correctly reference, and we haven't had time in class to cover this. So if you are having difficulty referencing, I'm going to quickly go through what to do, so what to reference, how to reference, and some easy ways of doing it so you're not writing out in full every single reference in your bibliography, which can be very confusing and take a lot of time. So I'm just going to share with you. Here's an example of a paragraph using teal structure, and I'm writing about Facebook. So I just wrote a quick body paragraph on Facebook. In blue, I have my evidence. So if you remember teal structure, we have topic, we have explanation, we then have our evidence, and then our link. Also down the bottom, I've included the bibliography. This will be at the end of your essay, but for convenience sake, I've just put it next to the paragraph. So just reading through this paragraph, and what I want you to focus on is the stuff in blue and red, because that is our evidence. That is where we provide our sources or our in-text citation. Facebook has a massive impact on the way our society thinks. So topic sentence. The large amount of users means that Facebook has a large audience to advertise to and share news stories. These stories can be selective or biased to influence people's opinion. So right now, I'm talking about Facebook, how it impacts our society, and it does that through the news stories people use it get. So now I'm providing evidence. If I told you in a conversation that Facebook can change the way we think, you might ask me, where's the proof? How do I prove what I'm saying? And that is what you need sources for. So my first source, I am saying Facebook has close to 2.9 billion users, and I have a reference here. Where did I find that reference? Well, I just went, and hopefully it is sharing the right screen. 1 second. I went into Google and I typed in Facebook usage statistics. And I found, this website looks good. Let's have a look at this website. What does it have? It's got a graph showing how many users are on Facebook from 2008 to 2021. And it shows me that in 2008, there was 100 million users. In 2021, there are 2,895 million users, close to 2.9 billion. So I took this and I just said, Facebook is close to 2.9 billion users. But how do I reference this? Because I don't just copy the web address, or I don't just write the website name, which is Statista. I need to correctly reference it. And an easy way to do that is to use a reference generator. And I'll include the links to some of them below the video. But one I found that's very easy is called, if I can find it. It's called mybib.com. So all I need to do for this reference is I choose my style. There's a bunch. I want Harvard. And that source I just found was a website. So I'm going to choose a website. You can also choose books, videos, journals, whatever. All I'm doing is I'm going to be copying in the web address into this. And I'm going to go search. Now I'm clicking on that, and it tells me exactly how I need to reference it. So what is in orange here will be in my bibliography. And the in-text citation, which is what I mentioned in my essay, just has the author's surname, Tankovska, and the year, 2021. So going back to my paragraph, that is exactly how I referenced it. So when I said Facebook has 2.9 billion users, I backed it up with a source, this source. And then if you look down in my bibliography, here's the full reference. So that is my first point of evidence. Generally, you should have more than one bit of evidence to back up an argument. It's a very weak argument if you just use one bit of evidence. So I'm going on. I'm saying false and misleading news shared with a group of people could impact their behavior. As Cinelli notes, and this is my next reference, Facebook targets groups of like-minded people to, and here's a quote from Cinelli, frame and reinforce a shared narrative facilitating fake news and more generally misinformation. And I think that's meant to be general. I mistyped it. And then I have my second reference. Just like my first one, I Googled, I found this website. I took the web address, I put it into the Harvard generator, and it gave me the reference in full. And you'll notice with this one, there's lots of authors. So when you have lots of authors, you just have the first author, then et al, and again, the year. And then finally, my linking sentence, Facebook's large audience and capacity to spread false news is just one way it impacts our society. So in summary, my evidence includes sources which are referenced. So I Googled, found sources, chucked them into the generator and put in the in-text citation and the full reference. And that's how you do a Harvard reference. Anytime you're quoting, you need to make it very clear and have quotation marks. You can use the same source more than once. So I could be using these statistics multiple times in my essay. Each time I just have Tenkowska 2021, but I only need to do the full reference once at the end. So hopefully that helped clear it up. I'll put in some links next to the video. If you have any other questions, please email me or comment on Classroom. So thanks for that. Also, again, I included on the assessment sheet a full referencing guide. So read through that and that will give you some more information on referencing. Okay, thank you. And how do I end this? There I go.